Giraffes Can't Dance. Whoops. By Giles Andrea. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees. But when he tried to run around, he buckled at his knees. Now every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked towards the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the animals all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot." So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who had seen Gerald earlier on, "but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. He threw his legs out sideways, and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt into the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. "I am dancing. Yes, I'm dancing. I am dancing," Gerald cried. Then, one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." The end. Gerald wasn't so clumsy. All right. For the craft today, we're going to make a paper bag puppet. And he's a giraffe. So, what you're going to have in your bag is you're going to have a brown paper bag. You're going to have 2 yellow strips, 2 brown dots, 2 eyes. There's 2 ears. Here's his tongue. And this is his head, and this is his mouth. So what we're going to first do is we're going to first put the head, and you'll have to color your head and your mouth brown. I have the head colored brown. I'll just kind of color this one in here quick. You can do a much better job. I'll just give you a little idea. So the rounded part is going to go up here first. And we're just going to put this, we'll put it right about there, just so you can cover the edges of the paper bag here, so you don't see the paper bag. And then his mouth will go right below it, right like that. Okay, then we're going to put his ears, or his eyes. We'll put his eyes on, and they'll go right above his mouth. And they can actually go a little bit under his mouth if you would like. So they go like that. And like that. Now these are the antenna. So we're going to put the little brown dots onto these antennas. Put one there, and we'll put one there. And then these you'll put onto the top of his head. So you'll put one like that, and we'll put the other one like that. And then we have his ears. Put a little glue on the bottom of the ears, and they're going to go right beside your antenna. Like that. And then all we need is his mouth. And if you want his mouth to curl up a little bit, just kind of roll your tongue a little bit, because that way it'll kind of stick out. And we'll put glue on the top side where it's curly, because then that's going to go on the bottom of your flap, and that's going to make his tongue. And if you want, you can put some little brown dots on your paper bag, because giraffes have spots on them. And they don't have to be any certain size or anything, any shape, because they're all different shapes. And they'll kind of make the giraffe look more like a giraffe. And he's going to look like that when you're all done. Have fun.